Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anu and I am your psychic tarot host. Let's just cleanse your space and get started on this. This is, I think, one of the very popular topics, and I haven't done this in maybe over a couple months. So I thought it would be good to look at the energies, and this is all about your future spouse. Now, again, they could be in connection with them right now, or you may not have met them at all. This is, again, a future spouse, somebody you're going to commit to for the long term. So let's look at what the cards have to say for us. Go ahead and take your pick. You can choose multiple piles if you want to. Pile 1 is the green and purple heart. I think this is an agate, so it's green and purple. Beautiful marble stone. Option number 2, pile 2, is the orange agate, orange heart. And then option number 3 is the rose quartz pink heart. So there you have your options, 1, 2, or 3, and I'll see you right at the choice. Hi pile 1, this is for those of you who chose the purple and green heart. Let you take a look at it. It's a gorgeous heart here. All right, so this will be your reading. Let's put this over here and see what the energies look like. So again, remember this is general. We have a big pile we have to run through. It is general. Only take what resonates, and forget the rest because it's for a pretty large collective. And also if you throughout the reading feel that it sounds like you, then it's like an indication of you're much more closer into union than if you don't feel that way. Okay, so that's just like some of the things. So let's get started. Pile 1, just to get the essence of your person, who they are. This is what's going to tell us more about them. So we have, we have the world, number 29, which adds up to a 2. And then we have the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So immediately right off the bat, this is somebody who is probably going to be very, very spiritual. And by spiritual, I mean, spiritual in the sense they are very aware of their true essence, okay? Even if they don't practice any spirituality, that's not what this is. But they have a very strong intuition with the 3rd eye chakra over here, the 6th chakra with Archangel Metatron. And the 4s talk about solid foundations, right? So it is very important to them to have a very solid foundation. Happy family, happy, healthy connections are very important to them. And with the world over here, definitely somebody who is very worldly, if you want to think of it that way, which means very cultured, very aware of different cultures, religions, practices, philosophies. It's a very Jupiterian energy, very vast mind, in the sense they're open to many, many different perspectives, and generally maybe somebody who gets along with a lot of people because they are so open to hearing diverse perspectives on any topic, be it career, finances, family, love, be it spirituality, any of the esoterics or sciences or technology, you name it. So they're probably somebody who is a pretty good balance of, let's say, because technology came through, that they really love tech, okay, high tech or, biotech or engineering, very analytical and engineering oriented in their mind and their intellect, but also like so open to the esoteric or the metaphysics and things like that. So well-traveled, or they would enjoy, or they are somebody who really enjoys traveling and learning about different cultures. But this is definitely, they have a very strong intuition with the 3rd eye lit up over here. And normally they would be somebody who can sense things, like energies within a room. Like, if you guys walk together in a room, they'll immediately know who to stay away from and who to trust. So they have a pretty strong, you can call it gut feeling. They're pretty strong on that. So that's just like the general essence, I feel. A very expansive mind is what I'm saying, and they're very open. Their channeling is quite open, both to the esoteric and also to the like the grounded and the high-tech type of energy. And of course, this also talks about the internet. So they may be in a profession where they may have a global team or presence, if you want to think of it that way. It could also be somebody in the media. That's possible with the World card showing up. So that's what I'm getting to begin with. All right, so let's see at this moment what is going through, what are their current focus at the moment. Okay, so we're just going to draw what's happening in their mind, body, spirit. We just have 3 sections. So let's see mind. We have the Knight of Cups, clarified by Kali. Okay. We have in their heart space, we have the Ace of Wands, clarified by the Anahata. And in their spirit, we have the 8 of Swords, clarified the Muladhara. Okay, very interesting. So let me walk you through what these actually mean. Let's make sure we can see all the cards. Sorry, pile 1, usually I say this in my readings, I have to adjust a little bit because I'm trying to get the placements as we go. Okay, so this is mind, this is their heart space, this is their soul. In the mind with the Knight of Cups, really, you know, they are thinking through, and this is what they're intellectually thinking, that this is probably a right time to really express themselves in this connection. Okay, and the Knight of Cups is somebody who comes forward with the offer of love. But it's interesting because they're in the planning phases. Okay, they know it intuitively that they have to come forward and offer you this cup. So they're thinking about it, which is a good thing. And what's going on along with that is, like, we have Kali, who talks about destroying our inner demons, right? So this can talk about fears, it can talk about hesitation, where we maybe have been holding ourselves back. So they're working through that, and they're very aware that it's just like their mindless fears that's kind of holding them back, but they're ready. Intellectually, they are ready to move forward to make an offer, which is, I really liked looking at this. This is really nice. Let's do this. And then in their heart space, absolutely, you light their fire. Look at that. We have the Ace of Wands. This is the inspiration. This is the spark. This is the desire. You definitely inspire them to be better and to expand and to be themselves. That's very important. And it's literally like, you are the one. This is number one, right? So it's very clear that this is the right connection, and they are very excited and inspired by you. And this is clarified by the Anahata, which is beautiful to see together, because this is talking about lighting up the fire in your heart with the Ace of Wands, and this is the heart space, and we have the heart chakra showing up over here. The Anahata is all about opening their heart chakra. So they're actually, I think that literally they're working through their fears. They still have some work to do because we have the 8 of Swords here, but they are very aware that they have some useless fears within them that they need to work through. They absolutely have an understanding that you are the one for them, and they're really opening their heart to that idea and to a lifelong connection. That's what's going on over here. And then here's what's going on behind the scenes. This is what's happening under all of this. They are a little feeling a little trapped. So their soul is working through breaking free. We have the 8 of Swords, which is our own inhibitions, you know, we being our worst critic and holding ourselves back. And it's clarified by the Muladhara, which is our root chakra. Okay, so it's foundation. Where did I get that energy? Here with the number 4. When we talked about that, you know, they're having a secure foundation, like the foundation of the home and a connection is very important to them. So they're working through that. Their soul is really grounding and working through their fears to work towards a solid foundation with you. This is very clear. This is so clear. So they're aware. They are very aware of the connection, the spark, the desire. There's a beautiful romance, love connection over here. They just need to battle their own fears and open up their heart and make sure that they're ready to move forward. They just need to feel secure with the Muladhara showing up over here. Okay, let me just pause for a second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. There was too much glare. So now hopefully you can see the cards better. Okay, so now let's get to, you know, this is their current situation, where they are, what's going on in their mind right now. Let's get to know them a little bit more, okay? You know, what their perception, their recognition. I'm going to actually draw 3 cards for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and then we'll just draw 3 months So this is the only live part because there's so many cards, it could take forever. So let's get their sun, their moon, and their rising. Okay, so that's how we're going to do. We have the sun, so they may have Capricorn in their chart. The moon, we have Virgo. And then the rising, we have Scorpio. So again, you may not know these, they may not have them, but we look at the characteristics. So this could be somebody who is in their home, which is their moon. They're very organized. Okay, they like things very clean, very organized, very succinct. They need to have a plan. That's important to them. In their public image, in their sun sign, if they have Capricorn, features, what am I saying, characteristics, this is really, people see them as somebody who is a very career oriented, very big presence. I think with the world and the sixth chakra here, they may be somebody that people look up to as somebody who's very successful and very goal oriented, and global. I think I'm getting global again. This is the 10th house. And then with Scorpio as the rising, this again is a very magnetic personality, or people see the people are either drawn into them or they're kind of like almost intimidated by them. That's a Scorpio rising. that's what it is. Actually, I have Scorpio rising, so people either like me, love me, or they're just like, ugh, she's not for me. I can stand her. So that's a Scorpio rising for you. All right, so let's see. Let's get 3 months. This could be a month, their birthday, your birthday, any important months for them, for people in their life. Let's look at what we have. We have November. We have February, and we have May. So it can mean anything. It could be birthdays. It could also be the month you meet, the month you commit, any of those. Please take these very generally. Just might be some important times for this connection. Okay, with that, let's get to know them a little bit more. So I want to draw, let's look at this is the rising. So this is initially first appearance, okay, how people would probably see them. We have the moon, which is their close friends and family, their immediate friends and family, and this could be like external people. So think of it as, let's say, your friends and family. That's how they may see them. Let's switch them over here. So let's see what we have. Let's start with the sun over here. So this is like your families or your friends, how they're going to view them. With the Capricorn and the Four of Swords. See, there it is again. The Four of Swords, the foundation is very, very important. So your friends and family, and, you know, people who probably see them for not the first time, let's say, who the external perception, the public perception of them is somebody who is very status oriented, very driven, very goal oriented, successful in their life, because they really value a solid foundation. Four of Swords is the home, happy home card. And this is, again, this comes after somebody has been through battles. So, you know, this is like a warrior who's resting, who just came back from battle. So they hold one sword and they hang the other 3 swords away. This is the time to rest and rejuvenate. So when it's coming with the Capricorn, it really talks about this is somebody who knows how to work hard and play hard, or they just enjoy a certain higher level of quality of life in general. And that's how people see them. So that's how, think of it like your friends and family. That's how the image or perception they will get about them. In their actual projection or first impression that they would make on people, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Scorpio. So as I said, with the Scorpio, they may have a very magnetic personality where people may either be drawn in or really kind of like intimidated by them. The Two of Pentacles really talks about having a very balanced approach. Okay, again, they would feel like there's such a big personality that they have a lot going on and they juggle a lot of things and they do it pretty effortlessly. So again, like a public figure, that's what I'm getting quite a bit. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a celebrity. Okay, that's not what we mean. Like, this is somebody, when you meet them for the first time, you'll feel like, okay, this is a power person. Okay, they are probably high status, maybe higher title if they're in a career, in a job, or maybe a business owner, and looks like they handle a lot or they juggle a lot in their life, but they're pretty hard worker, because this is also like the infinity, so as above so below, so they put in quite a bit of effort to reap the rewards. That's going to be more of their first impression for people, of them. You know what I'm saying. Okay, so let's talk about their home. Okay, how are they when they are relaxed? This is their close friends, family in the home sector. They have the Virgo and the Knight of Wands. This is amazing because if you look in the public eye, they're more like hardworking and yet very relaxed. At home, as I said with the Virgo, super organized, always have their to-do list. They have a lot of creativity at home, so they need to be extremely feeling at home, comfortable, pretty much like this person feels like they're just wearing a, you know, like a athletic shorts or just athletic wear, which, and then a cape. So, you know, this is like almost giving me the vibes of, you know, when we do pretend superhero dress up or anything. That's their comfort at home, that they're very creative, they're very childlike, they're very inspiring, but in their own skin. Okay, they're maybe like hanging out in their PJs, and that's when they have the most creative ideas, and from those ideas they come up with the what's in my next project to do. So they need to be in that relaxed space in order to come up with a lot of creative ideas, and that's probably like what spills over in their hardworking and then creating the more abundance from that, right? So very creative person, but they need to be super relaxed to get their creative juices going. They make their list and then they get right to work on it and create the long-term abundance. Wow, I like it. I like it. Okay, let's look at the compatibility in this union. We are going to start with mental, emotional, and physical compatibility. So let's do that. So in mental compatibility, we have the King of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. This is very nice. This is very, very nice. First of all, Ten of Cups, of course. There's not going to be any mental chaos in this connection because Ten of Cups is the ultimate wish fulfillment. It's the happiness. It's the happy family. That's what I keep getting. They are very... they're actually somebody truly marriage material. Okay, they love that. They love having a happy family. That's their mental attitude, and in this connection, that's going to be very, very important to have that sustained connection. The Six of Pentacles is beautiful because Six of Pentacles talks about equal give and take. So they truly believe that in order for a relationship to thrive, there has to be space for both people and both people have to put in equal effort. So there's like receptivity, but also giving and receiving has to be pretty equal. So in this connection for you guys, both of you will have equal effort, equal give and take, and a lot of happiness. And that's the attitude, that's the mental attitude. And also being very mature, expressing ourselves. So regardless of where they are right now, because they're working through these issues, in this connection, the mental compatibility is really, really high. With the King of Swords, it's the highest court card, and swords talk about communications. There are thoughts, there are intellect. So being at a king level, there is a sense of ease, at least mentally. This is amazing because mentally there's a lot of ease in expressing our thoughts to each other, very open communications. There's an equal give and take and receptivity of ideas, of effort, of commitments, all of that. And then there is a mentality of like being, what's the end of the day, what's important is actually true connection and happiness long term. Okay, so let's see, figure out how are we going to put all these cards here. Okay, so that is mental compatibility. I hope we can still get them on frame. Okay, let's look at our emotional compatibility. The next three cards. We have emotionally Moon, which is very intuitive. It is all about the emotions. Major Arcana. And we have the Emperor. Wow, another Major Arcana. And what do we have here? And the Seven of Swords. Okay, let me soak this. This one is throwing me off a little bit. Okay, so here's the thing. when we're talking about emotions, again, there's a very, very high emotional connection with the moon card over here. And of course, we also have the sixth chakra. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're also a very spiritual person, or you may like start getting interested in, you know, the chakra system. What does the energy system mean? And, you know, how can I tap into more into my intuition? Things like that. That is common between the two of you, like being having hunches, like having gut feelings. So that's something we were very open to. Both people are open to with the moon. And also, like, it's a very gentle, sweet, divine feminine connection. So there's a lot of giving in this connection emotionally. With the emperor showing up, the emperor really is the, you know, the king of all kings. Okay. And this is somebody who is, you know, their heart is full, their pockets, abundance is there, right? Abundance is really full. They're extreme strategic person. So their mind is really on fire. And what's the fourth one I'm missing? We got air, water, earth, and fire. Yes, they're very creative, right? So emotionally, with all those elements in the emperor, what this means is like, this is somebody who's really, really bent on protecting the connection. The emperor really protects their empire, the loved ones and dear ones. So emotionally, very strong expression, and also very, very strong protection. I feel it's possible in this connection that they might be, or you might be, a little overprotective of the other person. Okay, that's possible. So just watch out for that a little bit. That's might be something you may need to work on. But again, two major arcana, so very solid condition. The Seven of Swords is interesting coming out in emotions. Sometimes either you or they may hold themselves back initially. And that's what like we're seeing here as well, right? Initially in expressing our emotions, and just like tread carefully. That's what this means. Is like, you know, we'll try to tread carefully. Are we being too smothering, or are we being too protective, overbearing? Okay, so that's going to be a subtle art. So I'm going to put this actually here. This is a subtle, I would say like a dance between being overly loving with the moon card or overly protective. So that's gonna be like an interesting balance between the two, but really sweet. I really like this energy. It's so sweet. Okay, so that is our emotional. Let's get into our, if I can get these right, into physical. Let's see what's happening there. So the first one, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, okay. And then we have the Ace of Swords. All right. So it's like my energy picked up. This is going to be very, very hot connection physically. Now I'll tell you why. You have air and fire. That's what we have. And air and fire is like, it's a very fiery, stormy connection in the bedroom. Okay. Very clear with what we want, and very, as we said, like very open to hearing those ideas also. Expression is going to be important. I think there's going to be a lot of communication in this connection when you're connecting physically. It's like they may ask you, or you may ask them, but you each other will really be open to hearing the other person, what they exactly want. The Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Oh my god, this is so playful. This is like a lot of role play. Okay, if you even look at the imagery, one person is very submissive and the other person wants to take charge, and you may take turns doing that. Okay, and that's why it's like there's a script almost, and then one person takes the lead role and the other person follows, and then they reverse. That's what I'm seeing here. But a lot of fire. 9 is a very high number in terms of fire. It's a lot of fire, a lot of clear communication on what makes the other person or each other satisfied and happy and physically. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of connection. This is also a little bit of like a nudge that if you feel hesitant, like Nine of Wands also talks about being guarded, right? Having a guard up. If you feel hesitant, you should not be in this connection. What's going to really help is actually expressing your truth, what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so this may not work for everybody. So being okay to communicate that very clearly and know that the other person, this is like literally like, nope, I don't want that, I want that, right? Look at her, how she's like holding her hand up. So that's going to be very important. Communication is pretty strong in this connection anyway. So I would say just go with it and make sure that you are okay expressing what you need or what you don't need. Both of those. Okay. All right. Are we losing some of the months here? Let's put them here. Okay, all right. So with that, let's just see what the journey to each other, to this union looks like, to this marriage looks like, what soul lessons you may have to master or your soul needs to master, what theirs, and then what you're doing together in this lifetime. So for you, pride is important. It says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone, okay? So this is really like, really, again, going back and opening your heart chakra a little bit more, but also self-respect and self-worth are very, very important. And this is something that you probably like are already working on, but know that this is going to be very, very important for this connection to come through, so you can be your authentic self and be able to express yourself as well, right? For them, what they need to master, they have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. I also feel like they're already working on this, because this talks about you know, the being at home and taking care, like we saw these cards over here. So they're already on that journey, and they know the work hard is not the only thing. They also need to play hard, so rest and rejuvenate as well. And when they're rested, they're going to go back and come up with the creative idea. So they're working on this as well, just as you might be working on the pride. Let's put it here. And then together, what your souls are going to learn together is abundance. Nice. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That is absolutely beautiful. I think this may have come up in one of the last readings too that I did on this, because this card comes up often in the joint place. So, you know, when we're totally balanced and we're open, with our chakras aligned and having a very diverse perspective, together our souls are able to create a lot of abundance and really step into the manifestation. Wow. Okay, let's close out with 2 romance angel messages and then a final message for you from Ganesha for right now. And I'll read this from the book for you. So let's see what romance angels have to say. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And then you have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. There you go. Mic drop right there. I think we should, yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful conclusion. I want to see what Ganesha has to say to you. Ooh, courage. Oh, this is very nice. Excuse me. And this is just a message for you, a closing message for you for this moment, regardless of the connection or not. And this is where it's more about being courageous of the heart. So let me actually bring, and it's a number 5, which talks about growth that comes from changes, right? So let's just do this really quickly for you. So I'll hold the card up and I'll read you some portions from the book. And you can like try to look at the colors that appeal to you or imagery or anything like that. And oh, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm reading 5 instead of 50. I was like, that's not the one. Yep. So this says, the warmth of your open heart can give comfort to all who cross your path. So let me just read this for you, and you can look at the card. The root word for courage is coureur. I can't say that right, which is the French word for heart. Courage comes from the heart. It is an inner strength guided by love, which seeks truth and justice. When you draw this card, it is a sign that your ability to cooperate and thrive in peer ventures with like-minded people, individuals, is really heightened. Be willing to do what is needed for things to run smoothly for you. Ganesha promises great success if you're willing to let down your walls. So walls, okay, 9 of Wands over here. So drop your walls and have the courage to express yourself. That's going to bring you a lot of abundance and opportunities, and, you know, kind of line things up for you. And let's see, I'm just trying to skim through what else can I read you. He calls on you now to trust the fearless part of your being, your own inner lion, and invites you to work with him to learn how to be valiant and harness your heart's great courage. Wow. And then the last piece here is also about when you have the courage to be true to yourself, you start to feel empowered to act and live in ways true to your own soul without any illusion. All right. So Ganesha, I think it's like going with your pride message here as well. So you're well on your way. Keep working at it. And then the more you line up with you and open up your heart and have the courage to express yourself, the sooner things will start falling into place. So those are the messages I have for you, pile 1. Hashtag claim it, comment below, like, subscribe, share. Definitely, you know, subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you know when I post the next video. Thank you for your time. I'll see you next time around. Bye. Hi, pile 2. This is for those of you who chose the orange heart, the orange agate. It's really beautiful. Let's put this over here. This is going to be your reading on future spouse. We have a big stack of cards. We'll get right through them so I get comfortable. Just remember, this is a general reading. Please only take what resonates, and just forget the rest because it's for a large collective. And also, if you feel your energies resonate with the cards or what we read here today, it's just an indication that you're much closer into the union. So because it's possible that you're already with this person, but just not in a marriage, or you may not have even met them. So it just depends. Okay, so take what fits and forget the rest. Let's get comfortable and get right into it. So these 2 cards will tell us their soul essence, who they are, what their true essence is. And we have number 3, blossoming abundance, which is really beautiful. And then we have, wow, 7th chakra, number 41, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Okay, so this is somebody who is abundant in their mind, body, spirit. You know, clearly this is somebody who's very activated. So the 7th chakra talks about the crown chakra, you know, the curl. Oh my goodness, the color for the chakra is purple, hence the crazy term Kirkle. So they are really divinely guided. They're really in touch with their intuition, whether or not they practice any spirituality or not, okay? Because with the blossoming abundance showing up over here, they are a true manifester. They're almost somebody like if they put their mind to something, they are able to achieve it. And that's because they're so in touch with their true north, okay? What that means is even if they're not spiritual, but I think they are with the 7th chakra, it's the highest physical chakra in the body. And what this really tells me, there's somebody who definitely is very spiritual. They may be into the metaphysical, esoteric, or astrology or astronomy, any of those things, meditations for sure, but they understand the power of manifestation, and they are so aligned. There is nothing fake about them. You get what you see, or you get what you see. Yes, you see, whatever you see is what you get with them, in all aspects of life. And because they're so honest and so true, they're easily able to work with the law of attraction. So abundant, definitely good moolah I'm seeing over here. So they'll be physically abundant and also just like have a lot of general luck and serendipity in their life around them. 3 is all about creation. So it is the creation and confidence as well, because it talks about if the yellow color is for solar plexus. And then the 5 is talking about growth that comes from changes. So they may be somebody who like constantly works through a lot of different ideas, and are, you know, could also be like, you know, they start something new and then they spin it off, and then they start something else and they spin it off, because 5 talks about changes. Or they may be somebody who moves a lot around, okay, and wherever they go, they're able to manifest whatever they want. But there, I see movement here, and I see a lot of growth and like ongoing changes. They're constantly, and by changes I mean 5 is a number of freedom and change and growth. So somebody who is constantly up-leveling in everything, okay? Mind, body, spirit. So let's see, this is their overall essence. We're gonna put these over here so we can look at them throughout. If I can fit them, hopefully with this pile I do a better job of fitting all the cards. Let's see currently at this moment, what is going on in their mind, body, and spirit, and our mind, their heart space, and their soul. So in the mind space, we have the 9 of Cups, which is 9 of emotions in this deck, which talks about wish fulfillment, just following our oh, it's right next to the blossoming abundance, and clarified by the Swadhisthana. I'll walk you through these, what these mean. In their heart space, they have the Four of Inspiration, which is the Four of Wands in this deck. So talking about the inner spark, clarified by Vata. Okay. And then we have in their soul, what lies beneath, they have the Eight of Inspiration, movement. That's what I was feeling. And that's clarified by Ojas. Okay. Scooch these over a little bit and maybe go up. All right, so let's start with the mind space. So with the mind space, they have Nine of Emotions. So their focus, and this is what we're talking about, what they think about, right? Their focus really is about what brings them joy, and that's where they seek their inspiration from. So yeah, I messed it all up again. This is somebody, oh my goodness, look at this one. Do you see these are all diamonds or crystals, whatever we want to call them. And it came right next to Blossoming Abundance, and you have the little Aladdin's lamp over here as well. So the wish is coming true. Okay, so they literally think about things that make them happy, and they only go for intellectually. They do not listen to anybody else. They focus on their own inner joy, and that's like that's actually the, what do you say, that's how they've unlocked the code to manifestation. That's the key to manifestation, is like not worry about what others are saying, really focusing what your soul is calling you to do. And that's literally how they think through. That's how their mind operates. That's what they think through, is what's going to bring them joy. Nine of Emotions. And that's how their wishes come true, and they're able to manifest so much. And it's clarified by the Swadhisthana, which is the root chakra again. So their foundations are built on inner joy. So they're very, as I said, they're very aligned. This is interesting. They're very, very aligned because they've got, they've built a security and a safety mechanism for them. And for them, that comes from when they feel happy. If they're feeling off kilter, they know in their mind that something is off and their foundations are not secure. Okay, so that's how they operate, or at least like at this moment, that's what's going through their mind, is like they're truly focused on what brings them joy and then build a foundation for that. In their heart space, this is sweet, very sweet actually. The home and family is very important to them. So this is the Four of Inspiration, which is the Four of Wands. This is the 1111 card, again aligning with a true self, but you see how there are people connected together. So in their heart of hearts, they really love the concept of family, and you know, again, they might be somebody who really loves children too. Family is going to be very, very important to them, to their heart. Like that's what they find inner joy and love, and love is very important to them. And this is clarified by the Vata, which is very interesting to me because these are kind of opposing energies. So this is fire and air. So the Vata talks about the element of air, which is intellect, and I really find this interesting. They have a very good balance of heart over head, because in their heart space we have air energy, which is about the head, and then in their head space we have emotions, right? So they're pretty easily able to navigate their mind and their heart together, but this really clarifies that they will express it with the air element here. It's important to them to have a solid foundation and have a family life, and be able to create that and have very open communications, with the Vata card showing up over here. Very interesting. I like the mind and body mix in them. And because that's so balanced, you see underneath the surface there's a lot of movement, and that's what I was picking up earlier with their essence cards. The Eight of Inspiration is the Eight of Wands, so they're always moving. Oh, didn't we talk about this? That they're probably maybe like creating something, spinning it off, moving on, or maybe like going to one place, staying there for a while and moving on. So there's like a creative movement and also maybe physical movement. They could also, like the last file, they also may be quite global in their presence, which means they could have either businesses globally, or they may work for a global company and they interact with a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. They're always on the go, and their soul is full of fire. This is fire. So they're full of fire, and they're very inspired person. Very, very high energy. Even their soul is very high energy. And let's see, it's clarified by Ojas. Oh, this is beautiful. So I feel like the Ojas talks about peace, okay? That it, you know, sometimes Eight of Wands can be a lot of quick movement for a lot of people where they're not able to keep up with it. But for them, that actually brings them so much peace. They enjoy it. Their soul is a traveler. They are meant to travel and connect with a lot of people. So they could also be like in a very traveling job, but they genuinely enjoy all this movement and all this spark. So this is somebody, they might be bored if they don't have enough going on because their soul is so much on fire. They enjoy being inspired, also here with the seventh chakra. So they're just like always doing something, always doing something. High energy person, but very good balance of head over heart. Nice. All right, so let's see. Let's get their a few months. Well, let's start with this first. Let's get their sun, moon, rising, and these are again possibilities. Just take if it fits. If not, just take the characteristics of the sign that appears. So for this sun, we have Virgo. For their moon, Gemini. And then for their rising, we have Sagittarius. So we have fire, air, and earth. Okay, interesting. We have air, we have fire for sure. Air, earth. Oh, okay. Earth, oh, they have the Mulavhara here. Interesting. Yeah, so they have all the three elements. So let me just do this. And I'll talk about this. And let's draw 3 months. This could be, you know, their birthday, your birthday, the month you meet, the month you commit. Birthdays or months important to them for somebody in their life. So we have December. Let's get 2 more. Take it as it fits. We have July, which is literally the month that I am recording this, if you're seeing it in that month. And then we have February. All right, so just use them as they fit, but those are the 3 months that we're getting. So let's look at their sun, moon, rising. So sun is, let's say, their public image. So this is how I'm using this card to see how your friends or your family will see them, because it's kind of like they're the public side of things, right? So their images, or you know how your friends and family are going to see them as like a very thorough, organized, clean, articulate person. Okay, pretty much like on top of things. Okay, on top of things, but also like always has a to-do list, and they're striking through their to-do list. Virgos are extremely meticulous. They are organized in their home and outside of home. Okay, everywhere. Really, really remarkable, very intelligent. That's going to be their public image. Now, their first impression with the Sagittarius, here's what they're going to get. The soul shows up in their external first image. So the first impression of anybody of them is this is somebody who's very, very full of energy, really friendly. Sagittarius energy is extremely friendly, extremely adventurous, and also very cultured, loves to travel. So when people meet them for the first time, they'll get the sense of like, oh, this person is full of energy, and they're just so happy, and they're just so abundant, and they just bring joy anywhere they go. They're like a great connector and networker as well. So very open first impression. And in their home, which is the moon that I'm seeing with the Gemini, this is interesting. Gemini is the twin, right? The twin energy. So which means they may be always changing things around in the home. Okay. Actually, I have Gemini moon and it took me years. I mean, what, decades, pretty much like at this stage is when I figured out why am I always like shifting things around in the home. This is literally somebody who needs to move energy in the home. And I was getting there with the Eight of Wands also. They like to be moving. They like to be moving all the time. But with this is also an indication of how their close, immediate family or immediate close friends see them as always picking new directions, always picking something new, a new passion, trying to continuously improve things or switch things up. So they need variety at home. They absolutely need variety. They're going to be bored out of their mind if there's not much going on. Didn't we get that somewhere else as well? We got that here as well. Yeah. So they have a lot of energy in the home, and they're always like trying to think of what next. Okay. So that's the immediate family. So let's clarify with tarot. Let's look at their rising. This is their rising. This is their, oh, okay. Thought that was upside down. And then the sun. All right, let's see what we have over here. So we're going back to the first, ooh, look at that. First impressions, people see them as the Hierophant with the Sagittarius. So again, even if you look at the imagery here, somebody who is elevated, okay, very adventurous, very experienced, very cultured with the mandalas and chakras showing up over here. So their first impression is really like somebody who is very knowledgeable, has gone through a lot of experiences, but really is their true self. Okay, with this person being naked here, this really talks about they have no hesitations, they have no inhibitions or limitations in their mind. They're really lit up, and again, their crown is lit up, so the crown chakra purple is there, and then also we have the green for the abundance. So the first impression, definitely like who they are is how people see them. That's the first impression of somebody who is very creative, very worldly and knowledgeable. It's how their first impression is with Sagittarius. And also like very open to sharing that, because the Hierophant teaches others what they've learned, right? At home, they have the Gemini clarified with the Death card. This is what it's perfect, because Gemini is always changing things up, and Death is it's a Scorpio energy, but it really talks, also, by the way, this is Taurus and this is Scorpio, so that may be other placements in their natal chart. This talks about constantly reinventing, okay? This is shedding old skin, building something new. We have the spider web over here, and it really talks about constantly spinning, constantly improving, constantly working hard to get to the next level, next level, next level. So they may be somebody who are pretty much at home with change. Where did we have 5 here? Yeah. Yeah, so and this adds up to a 4. So 4 is the home, so always changing in the home. That's what I'm seeing this. And they're not afraid of change. They actually thrive on change. This is going to be like, so if you're somebody who struggles with change, they're going to help you adapt with that, and vice versa. If they are somebody who's like constantly changing, you could help them kind of slow down a little bit. Although if they have Earth in their chart with Virgo and Taurus showing up, they may eventually start to like slow down a little bit, but there's a lot of movement, but also always resurrecting. Okay, this is like the Phoenix rising all the time in their home sector or home and family life. For the public, for the sun, they have the 8 of materials, which is the 8 of pentacles. So people really see them as very, very hardworking. You know, really 8 of pentacles is somebody perfecting their craft, working and working and working, and really enjoying the work. So it's a hardworking, they love what they do, but they really, really work hard. That's the public image. And I think we got with the Virgo that they always have something going on, right? So they're always working hard. That's the energy what I'm getting. All right, so let's get into compatibilities. We're going to start with, so we're looking at the connection now. This was all about them. Now let's look at the union. So what is the mental compatibility going to be in this union? Let me just take a sip of coffee here. Okay. So we have the 5 of materials, which is the 5 of pentacles. We have the 4 of voices, another 4 showing up, 4, 4. And then we have the 2 of voices. So it's actually good to see swords in mental, because we talk about communications. Now with the 2 and the 4 and the 5, okay, what is going to be very important? Let me put it this way. Here we go. This is how the story builds. Perfect. So in this connection, it is actually going to be very important to express your opinions, to express yourself for both of you for this union, because there are going to be times where this is just a 5 of Pentacles energy is about like feeling on your own, feeling left out a little bit because the communication may not have been happening. This is important to happen in order to come to this blissful state, which is the 4 of Swords, where you're resting and relaxing. Look at how comfortable she is in like a giant cosmic hot tub with rose petals on it and like really lit up, right? The crown chakra is really lit up. So if either person feels that the other person is too good for them, that is not true. There's like divine union over here. You just need to realize and express that, okay, if you or they feel that the other person is being too independently oriented and not thinking about the connection, then just voice it. Just voice it with the Two of Swords. Don't sit on that doubt for too long. If you feel something, you say it, and immediately you'll see it transitions into this. So that's what I'm seeing a little bit. And mentally, the communication is going to be really strong. You may hold back initially, but then look at this goes from here to here. Make sure you offer the support and also receive the support with the Five of Pentacles showing over here. So I think communication is going to be really key in this connection. I don't remember how I arranged the cards on the last one. Probably here. Hopefully you can see. Okay, let's do this. So emotionally, what's going on? We have the Three of Materials, beautiful, which is the Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Emotions, yeah, true love. And then we have the Three of Voices. Okay, so yeah, but with these two cards showing up here, I just want to connect a little bit more with the Three of Voices. Is usually Three of Swords is usually like the past disappointments, and then we have the Five of Pentacles here. In this connection, both parties are going to bring in some past experiences and past hurts. It's very important to actually express that and also be able to disassociate from the past versus this connection for both parties, okay? Because this is showing up here, and these are very similar energies of feeling left out or feeling like out of the connection. But so that needs to be discussed and actually released through your systems for both people, because look at the beautiful things we have. Emotional connection, absolutely. The Two of Cups, this is the Two of Cups. This is true love. This is, you know, yin yang, finding your true connection, your true divinely counterpart, right? That's what this is. So there's a lot of love. This is going to be a lot of love in this connection, and you'll be able to express it. There, especially maybe there's like a lot more value of each other because we've gone through something in the past, right? So we really appreciate each other for what we bring and how the beauty that we bring out in each other. And then with the Three of Pentacles, it's all about working together. This is teamwork. So if there are issues that either person is working through, the other person is going to be there to help them work through that. Okay, so there's a lot of beautiful emotional connection, but I have to call it as I see it. There are some past remains from previous connections. Could also be not just romantic connections, could be life experiences, right? The wounds that we bring with the, you know, through dealing with people in this lifetime. So some of that is showing up here, but it is very, very beautiful where you will be able to support each other. Okay, let's look at physical compatibility. What we have the wheel. The wheel, what goes around comes around. Is complete satisfaction. It is also completion. So it is completion. You get my drift. Let's see, we have the Nine of Voices, which is the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Six of Voices, the Six of Swords. Okay. So I want to start here a little bit. This is, again, I think in this connection overall, the one thing that's coming forward to me is expression. There needs to be open expression of how we're feeling, how we're thinking for both people, because that's the only glitch, or only, I would say, not the only, I mean, no relationship is perfect, right? There's something, but I think it's communication is going to be key. With the Nine of Voices showing up, this goes both ways. When we're mentally stressed out, I don't think that's what this is, because we're talking about physical compatibility. So a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of action happening, a lot of sleepless nights. And if you see like both these figures, well, actually this figure is also naked. So a lot of vulnerability will be there. Very, very strong connection, very divinely guided, and it's a divine union, okay? But we can't ignore that this is a voice card, which is swords. So make sure you're able to express and also offer them the space to express themselves to you. A lot of fun sleepless nights where where you have the 10 of oh sorry, not the 10 of Pentacles. We have the wheel, which is number 10. 10 is about completion. It is about, you know, cycles and cycles where, so this is again over and over, there's a lot of physical connection and connection over here, and satisfaction to the completion. And then we have the Six of Swords. This is the rite of passage. Okay, this talks about leaving choppy waters behind, leaving the past behind. And when it shows up for me as a reader in the physical connection, this is talking about really you have earned the rite of passage. This is the strongest physical connection that you may have had to date, which is good because you're going to be with this person, right, for the rest of your life. So it's like the right to passage. You've earned the rite of passage, both parties. And this is going to be very, very smooth sailing. A lot of water, a lot of water, a lot of sleepless nights. So fun. Let's call it fun. A lot of fun will be had in this connection. Okay, so let's see what needs to happen for the union to come through, come together. This is your soul lesson. What you are already working on or need to perfect is self-esteem. So the affirmation here is, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So you may already be working on this. You may have already mastered it, but this is what needs to happen in order for the union to come through, is for you to stand in your own power. That's going to be very, very important. Maybe like there are some past expectations here of how the past relationships may have been. It will all iron out and come out beautifully as long as you love yourself first. Self-esteem is extremely important for your soul. Okay, let's look at theirs. They are working through denial, and the affirmation is, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So insight, awareness, this is all about lining up their chakras. So they may have been in denial in the past that they truly, really do need or desire a love connection or a true happy family. Out of fear, they may have been some older fears, although I don't see any fears here in general. So they probably have also, like, just as you may have worked through your self-esteem issues, they have also come a long way, but there may be some a little bit, if you're not in union yet, they're obviously also working through this, learning that, you know, the fears are just fears and they should replace them with what their true calling is. Okay, so that's what they're working through. And then together, what both souls need will master in this lifetime is perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. This is so similar to the last pile. They got abundance, but the affirmation was very similar. So literally, this is what the two souls are creating together, is the understanding that you can create whatever you set your mind to. This is absolutely powerful. So again, this connection is so beautiful. It's so emotionally driven and teamwork and physically very, very strong. This is what you guys need to work through, is perseverance and just making sure we have our self-esteem and are not operating from the fear rather than love. And just that's how, with the, again, purple here at crown chakra, you will come through and persevere together. Okay, let's close out the reading with just 3 final cards. This is going to be messages from Angel, Romance Angel. It says, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And to me, this is really talking about any triggers that you may have in you or they may have in them that need to be worked through, with these soul lessons coming out as well. Again, just these 2 cards that I think about is like, you know, don't bury any emotional issues or any thoughts or any hesitation at all. Don't bury it under the rug. Talk about it. You'll have to really, communication is going to be very key. So this is not about what's lacking in the other person. It's about what may be triggering us or maybe triggering them, right? And then we have trust. Beautiful. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like, again, any doubts, there need to be no doubts. You just need to work through the feelings and emotions that come up as you get closer to this person, and vice versa, right? So there's, again, just like build that trust. All right, so out of this connection, this is a final card for you, just a message for you from Ganesha at this point. Let's see what Ganesha has to say. And the Ganesha says, delight. Okay, this is number 3. It is all about love and fun and just enjoying and being in the moment and really like operating from the heart chakra. So I'm going to read the message for you from the book for this. Just let me grab that. It's also number 3, which is creativity. So let's see. Ooh, I like this. I like this. So I'll read parts of it for you, and I'll hold up the card over here. You can look at the colors, the elements, whatever you're drawn to in the imagery. And it says, delight. We are born, sorry, can you see? Okay. We are born with the gift of laughter. Laughter is a natural medicine. Laughter can be helpful in ways you might not have realized or imagined. A simple laugh can help you feel better about yourself and the world around you. If you're looking at situations too seriously, try to find some humor. This will remind you to stay centered on what is and to be grateful for what you have. Laughter can be a natural diversion and can help to break up stagnant energy. When you laugh, no other thoughts come to mind. Laughing may also induce physical changes in the body. Also, sharing some laughs among friends for only a few minutes, you may feel better for hours. So it's really like, I mean, it goes on. It's really talking about using humor as a medicine. So again, watch some funny movies, and you know, if you're feeling like things have been a little bit slow, and of course we've all felt that in last year. So just like laugh it off. I often, like, when I get when I'm doing readings for myself and I see some cards which are, you know, like a little bit stark, I'm like, oh, all right, universe, I get it. All right, you're testing me. So you laugh it off, and you can really change the energy of any external factor because your body starts laughing and there's nothing else that can penetrate, right? So that's the message for you at this time, my beautiful pile 2s. Have fun, be delightful, enjoy the small things in life, you know, whatever that is, strawberries, whatever you like. Just take that, watch some funny movies, and have a good laugh. All right, those are the messages I'm getting for you, pile 2. Hashtag claim it if you want to. If these resonates, comment below, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you know when the next reading comes out. And I wish you much love and light. I'll see you next time around. Bye for now. Hi, pile 3. This is for those of you who chose the rose quartz heart. This is going to be your reading for your future spouse. Remember, this is general, so take what resonates and forget the rest. We do have a big stack of cards to go through, Oracle and Tarot. Again, this could be somebody you are already in connection with, but just not at the married stage, or you may not have met them at all. Take it how it fits. And then the other thing is, if the energies feel like yours, or you resonate with what's happening with you or how you are at this point, then it's just like you know, indication of like you're much closer in Earth timeline to this union. Okay. All right. So let's get started with this. All right, so let's see, pile 3. What is your person's essence? We have number 6, contract. So this is similar to the Libra card, and we're talking about marriage, and the contract is showing up here, where the scales will be very balanced. So what it tells us about this person is really, this is somebody who really is a very just person. Okay, this is a justice card. Again, we have strong Libra in their chart. Let me look at the other. Wow, and we have Magician and the Mirror. So this is similar to, if you want to think in terms of tarot, this is the Magician card. So they're playing with fire and ice. So this is a number 6, and this is 8, and 6 is all about unconditional love. Okay, the number 6 means this is a connection, or this is a person, when they give to something, give themselves to something, they completely devote to it. And also they don't expect, like, this is not somebody who will do something good and with the expectation of getting something back in return. Okay, they're just a giver. They're really a giver, a very generous person, and they're also very balanced and generous. And they believe, like, you know, like if you think about the marriage, they're going to really believe in an equal partnership, where we don't have like assigned gender roles or any type of those structures, but this is like a soul contract. They really believe in soul contracts, because the word contract is really coming up. In more literal terms, they could literally be a lawyer or in the law enforcement, or you know, any judicial systems, any administrative work, politicians, or, you know, political science. It could be a lecturer, professor, anything like that where they're literally talking or teaching this as a profession, it's possible, or practicing this as a profession is quite possible for them. It could also be like real estate, right? So we have a lot of any professions where there's a lot of contracts, a lot of written documentation and contracts, that could be something that they enjoy and they thrive in. With the Magician and the Mirror, as I said, they're a very balanced person. This really talks about, there you go. I was looking, I was like, where is that? Where is that? It should be. It is here. You see the infinity symbol, if you can see. They really believe in what you put in is what you get out, right? So they believe in the laws of karma, the law of attraction. They believe in keeping their circle positive. And they know that if they truly align with their purpose and put in the intent and the hard work, they will reap the rewards from it. This is about manifestations. I'm not talking about like doing good for people, but it's more around the abundant side of things, more around their personal goals and how they create their material stability in the world. Is they really put in the effort, they put their mind to something, and they make sure all the elements are balanced with everybody's highest good, and they put in the hard work, pull in the law of attraction, and they manifest it. Okay, they are quite the magician when it comes to they may have a special navigation skill, and by navigation I mean like with the contract showing up here, excellent negotiator. That's what I mean by they're able to navigate difficult conversations very easily. So people may think, wow, that's probably like a magic trick because they can solve any hard problems. Okay, this is like a lot of channeling. So they, again, a very mature person, a lot of experience, or they could even be somebody who who sounds or acts and behaves way more older than their actual age because they have so much inner wisdom in them, but definitely able to bring differing opinions together to create something that is harmonious for everybody involved. They genuinely enjoy that, and they manifest that equality in all their connections. All right, so let's see what's happening with them at this moment. Right now, this is timeless, but we want to look at what's happening in their mind, body, and soul. So we're gonna we have a big stack, so let's go. This is what's going on in their mind. So they're thinking through, it's like the final touches on ending their mental problems. That's what's going on over here, and we'll talk more about it. This is their mental space, clarified by niyamas. Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. In their heart space, they have the Four of Cups. They're literally waiting for the right time. Clarified by prana. And then in their soul, what's happening underneath all is a desire to move with the Eight of Wands. And clarified by Vishuddha. Okay. Let's scoot everything over so it's within frame. And we go from there. Okay, so let's start with the mind space. As I said, with the Ten of Swords showing up over here, they literally they may be ending some contracts. Okay, especially with this is coming up, and as I'm looking on the screen, these side by side really talk about this is somebody who is ready to put in the final touches to close something. Excuse me, close something out of their life. And it is swords. It has been a lot of pressure on them. It has been something which has been very kind of tense, okay, stressful for them, which is what they're putting to an end because it's a 10. So they're ready to put that down. For a percentage of you, this could also be somebody who is putting the final touches on a previous relationship, like a divorce. They may be finalizing a divorce or a separation or anything like that. It could be also ending a job, starting something new, any of those. So any contracts, this is a very strong indication with these two showing up, that they have already made up their mind and they're actually putting the final touches on it. And this is clarified by the niyamas. Niyamas literally translates, the word in English translates to rules, okay? So they're just trying their best to stay within the confines and the rules, what are they expected to do in order to close a contract. That's one part of it. But the other part is also how we heal. So they're mentally thinking through what is their daily routine. So rules and routines that are recommended. And this is all about self. Okay. So being in their solitude a little bit. So they're trying to, for them right now, the focus might be at the stage when you're watching this reading, the focus might be a little bit of a hermit mode where they just want to just try to find some daily routines that are in their control, okay? Because that daily routine brings a little bit of peace of mind and brings back a sense of control if they're putting some really big things to rest, right? So they just need a little bit time to heal mentally, okay? That's what we're seeing. And then, you know, in their heart space, we really see the Four of Cups, which is about being in a bit of a contemplative state where we're thinking, okay, when will I get the right opportunity? Or when is it going to be my time? When is that divine offer going to come? So they, it is a bit of a contemplative state in their heart. They're actually thinking more about the disappointments of the past, and they're trying to just like sit through it, stay with it, let it pass, because they have the trust that in their heart of hearts, they know that they are worthy and they're deserving, and they're at divine timing, the right offer is going to come. So the love connection will move forward. And this is clarified by the prana, which literally is life force, okay? So this is healing of the heart. They have healing of the mind and healing of the heart. It's a very important time for them. I think they're maybe going through a major awakening or spiritual awakening in their mind, body, spirit. So these cards are really showing me that, and then, you know, learning to speak their truth as well. So prana is just, again, look at both these cards are very, very similar. Solitude, actually, if you are in connection, like yoga may help them if you want to tell them that, and is excellent for bringing back the life force energy and really grounding and centering ourselves. But again, with the contract and the magician here, this, like, they had signed up for this, their soul had signed up for this, and they're meant to conquer it, and so they're definitely going to come out of it really, really strong. They're just at this moment, they're working through rejuvenating. That's the word for this that they're working through, okay? And why are they doing all this? Because underneath it all, their soul is ready. They're ready to go. Eight of Wands is all about movement. It's about moving fast. It's about moving in relationships and in life, bringing that spark, that fire back up. Their soul is ready because the soul has graduated certain levels, and you know, every difficult experience we go through, we are up leveling. If you compare it to gaming, you know, like when you're stuck at a level, you keep repeating that level, and then when you graduate to the next one, you're like, oh man, that wasn't too hard, and now I'm at the next level, right? So that's literally how our soul operates. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but that's literally life on earth over here. So they're ready to move on to the next level in their soul. And what they're also harnessing is the ability to express themselves. Vishuddha is the throat chakra, so this talks about speaking our truth, which is very important when it comes to contracts. And also if you speak your truth and understand it clearly, you're able to really manifest beautifully, because you can clearly from your truth tell the universe what you really want to manifest, right? So that's what's going on, and their soul is really good at expressing truth and bringing justice to everybody. And that's what's going on in their life at the moment. So very, very interesting. So let's look at some impressions of them. Actually, let's do this first. We're gonna get their sun, moon, rising, and 3 months. Let's maybe start with months for this. So this could be their birthday, your birthday, you know, a birthday of an important person for them, for you, but something that's important for this connection or for them, okay? Take whatever works. We have March. We have February. I think February has come out for all piles. I think so. I'm not sure. I forget after channeling. And then we have September. I have a feeling I've seen this also in another pile. So maybe some of you chose another pile where these two were still there, which is a strong indication. Okay, let's get their sun, moon, rising. The sun is, okay, we'll take this as the sun. The sun is the public image. Wow, they have the sun in the sun. They have Leo energy, which is all about the sun. Okay. Ooh, I like this. So sun is how people see them. So your friends and family, think of it how they would perceive them or they would see them. Let's look at their moon. This is them at home. Oh my God, Virgo has come out so much today. All three piles have had Virgo in some placement, one or the other. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle so many times. Let's look at their rising. And they have Scorpio. Oh wow, another pile I think had maybe the same placements, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. These readings take a lot of energy. They're just such a big collective, and tapping in is really, really fun. Okay, so we have sun, moon, rising. So their sun is maybe in Leo, which means people may see them, or they may have qualities publicly where people see them as a star. Okay, this is somebody with a lot of authority, with a lot of public presence, or like stage presence, if you want to think about it. They shine. Their light shines through in public wherever they go. People notice them because they have such a big presence. Very creative, very friendly, and also very. It's like the very innovative and creative in their approach. This is almost like a very like a chief innovation officer type energy, and by that I mean they just exude this confidence and confidence of creating something new. Oh, this is interesting because they are the magician, right? They have the magician here. Yeah, so that shows up in their public image, like how much they can manifest. That really shows up, and people see that they're a master manifester and they have a very big presence. The first impression is mysterious. With Scorpio rising, this is about they can either, when somebody sees them for the very first time, so this is the public status, this is the very, very first impression, they're either totally mesmerized by them and they're totally drawn into them. Wow, that's a unique personality. They have such a magnetic presence, or it's the opposite. So Scorpio can be pretty like a polar reaction from people. For others, it could be they could be really intimidated by them, because Scorpios can have a very intense presence about them. So that could be their first impression. Like people are either like, ooh, they definitely see there's something magnetic about them, but you know, it's like almost like when somebody's presence is so big, people could become a little intimidated and say, oh, I'm gonna stay out of this person's way. Okay, so it's like no one can mess with them. That's their first impression. For others, they may be like, oh, they're really drawn into this person because they have such a magnetic personality. At home, I mean, definitely, this was in another pile. Oh my God. At home, they love to have a running list of things to do all the time. Virgos are very meticulous. They're very organized. They always have to-do tasks, and then to-do tasks to do for the to-do tasks. They always have lists going on. They're excellent at organizing things and creating like a timeline for things. They may also be like, if this is showing up in the home, they may also always be, with the 8 of Wands here, may always be planning like the next trip or the next thing they're going to do, or the family is going to do, or like in this connection, or even in the family, they're always thinking about what's next. And they have a lot of home projects with Virgo showing up. So they may be working on something all the time. That's the energy, or manifesting something all the time. So let's clarify with tarot. And let's see. We have the Ace of Swords, clarifying their rising. We have this, always working, always dreaming up something in the home, and then public. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Let's start with the public image. And this is, I'm also using this as the impression that your friends and family get of them. Like they're a total star. They have the Leo, which is, you know, the sun, ruled by sun, which is the brightest star in the universe, or at least in our solar system, and then it's clarified by the star. So definitely your friends on your side of the family see them as a true star person. Okay, they have star qualities, they have magnetic, and they're also like have a very healing presence and bring out the best in everybody. Leo is laughter, star is a healing. So they have a calming effect. And I'm not surprised by this because we do have the contracts, right? We talked about that they're pretty good navigating any difficult situations and bringing people together. And that's what the star also does, is like, you know, the star has a very, very healing presence, and, you know, they heal themselves and those around them. That's the imagery for the star. Also, they may see is like, again, similar to magician, always their wishes come true. Whatever they wish for, they bring about it. So they have a very powerful presence. That is like their public status and impression, let's say your friends and family. In the first appearances, this is really nice. The Ace of Swords is, again, somebody very, very bright, okay, very intelligent, but can also be a bit harsh when they express themselves. So remember when I said the one side is they'll be intimidated by them? Those are the people who can see this person is very sharp communicator and they would not want to mess with them. Okay, but the other ones, you know, the ones who are drawn into this person are going to really admire how intelligent they are, how eloquent they are, how cerebral they are. Like their intelligence is going to really stand out, and that's what's going to draw in people. And it's like the sword of justice as well, so taking me back to the balance and the contract side of things. So that's going to be their first impressions for people. Now let's talk about the home and family, because this is where you'll be spending time with them. As I said, 7 of Cups is options, 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 projects, projects, projects. With the Virgo, they probably have like 7 different things going on, and they have a list for each of those 7 things. They are busy. They are a busy bee when they're at home, and that's how they like to spend their spare time, right? Which is also an opportunity. So for example, you know, if home projects need to happen, this is an amazing person to kind of convince them to pick up some home projects, right? And they'll get it done, no matter how much they have, because they're a Virgo, or if they have like Virgo-like characteristics, they're definitely gonna get it done. Not a day goes by. Actually, today's reading, like, I think this has come in some shape or form in all piles, where this person would be bored if they don't have anything else to do. Okay, they're not going to be somebody who just like lays around. they need something to do, some hobby or some home project that they're going to be working on. All right. Phew. Okay, now let's look at the union. Okay, this was all about them. Let's look at what this union is going to be like. Let's start with mental compatibility. So let me just move my cards. We have Knight of Cups, we have 9 of Wands, and then we have the Hanged Man. Okay, let me soak this in. Interesting. So here, this is how the story is unfolding to me. So in this union, for the two of you, you know, mentally, initially, you may have your guard up, both of you, right? One or both people. I mean, usually it's both when this shows up. So being like, you know, carefully listening, because we're talking about mental energy. So it's about communications and connection. And, you know, it's almost like holding your ground for a little bit longer and allowing the space for the other person to express, thinking it through with the Hanged Man. All right, so if something doesn't really resonate the first time around, both partners are actually going to take some time. And this is not what this means, is like the mentality is not to jump at conclusions and charge ahead, because we have the Knight of Cups over here. If we had the Knight of Swords, then it's like a fist fight. All right, no, I'm right, you're right. That type of situation. This is a very mature mental connection, where when we feel we're not on the same page, we actually offer the space to each other and take the space and try to really genuinely look from their perspective, because the Hangman talks about shifting our perspective. Like usually a person walks around like this, and the Hangman comes like, all right, just shift your perspective and tell us what you see. So that's like both people believe in like having that space, claiming the space, and also offering that space. And after contemplation is when we come forward with a very compassionate communication, where it's like, all right, I understand your point of view, but this is where I disagree. So it's a very like the mentality is that of allowing different perspectives and not jumping to conclusions, and truly genuinely caring about the other person. Okay, that's what I'm getting over here in terms of mental compatibility. Very nice, very mature. I wish I could say that for myself. This is a very mature energy. All right, let's see what we have in emotional compatibility. Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles, so we both love family, fun times. We have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the 8 of Swords. Ooh, I see the story here. This is very, very interesting. I'll talk about this. I'm laughing because this is actually funny. So emotionally, both people are very, very passionate. They do not hesitate in expressing their passion. Okay, this is probably a connection where there's probably both parties are very okay with PDA, right? Personal, public display of affection, because they're just like, they just can't take hands off of each other, and they're totally connected among people as well. So it's not going to be something they're going to be very shy about, and expressing your emotions for each other and just being very, very genuine. It is important for both people to have an emotional, physical security. With the 10 of Pentacles, this is the highest you can get. So very, very abundant and open. So when this is in emotions, like your heart chakras are very open and very well connected, and together this is what you want to create. But there's also a lot of hot passion and emotion over here. The reason why I was laughing about the 8 of Swords is sometimes we need to have a distinction between loving and smothering. Okay, so this is for you or for them. Don't over smother the other person. Allow them their mental, emotional, physical space as well. Okay, so this is going to be important for this to be emotionally balanced. Excuse me, losing my voice. to not over smother the other person so they feel trapped in love. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So be open to sensing that and also to expressing that. When you just want solo time, say that, and it goes for the same for them, because there's a lot of passion and a lot of being together and creating a lot of moments together and a lot of memories together, but there will be a desire to also maintain your own individuality. Okay, so just express that accordingly. Why are these cards not lining up? Either way, let's go. Okay, so let's look at the final compatibility, which is in this union, what the physical connection is going to be like. We have the High Priestess. This is very interesting. We have Temperance, and then so 2 major arcanas, and then we have the 4 of Swords. Wow, this is like the complete opposite of what I was seeing. What I was getting here was like PDA with the small stuff, or almost this is like maybe with the 8 of Swords, it's like each person wanting to tell everybody to back off of their person. This person is mine. So that's why there is a little bit of a PDA over here. It's almost like a protective energy. Right? Just back off of my person. That's what I see. Because in reality, at home, in the physical, there's like a lot of privacy. Okay, with the High Priestess showing up here, she keeps things hidden under her cloak. Okay, there's a lot of inner wisdom, but this is also a very, very divine union. Intuitively, you will know what the other person wants. So this is a very, very strong, like your bodies will know what to do. It's like very, very intuitive physical connection, but that's like almost sacred. I won't be surprised if you guys are into tantric sex and any of those things. That's coming through with the High Priestess over here. And then we have another major arcana, Temperance, which is like really taking care of ourselves and other people. So this is like blending of the two, where this really talks about each person gets to complete every single time. That's going to be very important, because it's like a very, very, again, divine counterparts, a lot of healing. This is going to like help you guys heal a lot, but this is literally very, very a very high soul level connection. That automatically, the moment from the first time, you will know how you're supposed to be together. So very, very strong physical connection. And as a result, There are some tired and relaxing times, okay? With the Four of Swords, it's like, all right, all that, hot mess is done, and now we want to sleep through, okay? But this is very, very sacred in the sense, this is not something you're going to share notes on with anybody, not even your best friends, because this is going to be so pure and so strong. For this connection over here. And then a lot of healing. I keep getting healing a lot, so any like past experiences are gonna heal through a lot in this connection. So let's do this. Let's see what's coming through. So very good, very, very interesting. I feel like they're gonna have a little bit of an envious energy about them emotionally to keep you theirs, or vice versa, but then like really, really quiet and secretive in the bedroom. Awesome. All right, so let's see what needs to happen. We're coming towards the end. This is your soul lessons that you may be mastering, theirs and then together. So what you need to master at this time is doubt, and the affirmation is, I release the need to know all the answers. So I know this is kind of very ironic because we are here at a pick a card reading, but this is like, you already know the answers within you. It's like really releasing the doubt and releasing the questions, and knowing in your truest self that, okay, you are worthy of this connection, and this connection is going to come in divine timing, and not let the linear weight put you in any doubtful energies. Okay, so that's something, and it's again not just about the connection, but in general also we talk about, this is a soul lesson that we have to master in this lifetime, is the need to release, to know all the answers. All right, leave room for flexibility and surprises. That's going to be very, very helpful for you. Let's look at what they have to master this lifetime. I have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And this is what I was feeling, that when they're coming out of this energy, this may be a time when they're already mastering this lesson. And of course, we'll continue to master that throughout our life right now. But this is going to be the biggest lesson for them, especially because they have the contract, they have the magician creates whatever they want. But when failure hits, how do they rise up from that? Okay, that's going to be very important for them to learn, and that's what they're learning through during this lifetime. So let me put that over here, and then let's see together what your souls are meant to master. Balance. Ooh, we have temperance here, and we have the balance of the scales over here. Very nice. So the affirmation is, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So you see, there's like, either you could be in maybe studying law or something like that. There's definitely some energy of justice and law and legal and contracts over here in this connection. But together, that's the balance you create. And that's why I felt here, this is a very, very strong connection. Look at all the majors. With the High Priestess and the Temperance, there's a lot of balancing act in this connection. And this is going to be very, very fruitful. I think this, like, both souls are going to really elevate from this connection. Wow. Okay, let's close out with the 2 romance angels, and then we'll get 1 Ganesha message for you. So the first one is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So it's again expressing, clear expression, and then offering the time and space when the thoughts don't resonate, but get to know each other. That's going to be very, very important. This may be something you're already working on. And then the other one is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So this is what's going to be pivotal. And I feel, oh my God, I feel this so much here, right here with the physical connection. But this is like a connection that strengthens the more time you spend alone together. And then you come out in public and say, that mine, this person is mine. Okay, and that's coming through very strongly for you. Didn't we also get that this is also a person who keeps planning like the next vacation? Here with the Virgo and the 7 of Cups. So again, they may be the planner in the relationship, which I really like. So you can sit back and relax. But getting to each other is only going to get stronger as you spend more time together through retreat. All right, so let's get you. This is just a general. This is not about the connection. This is a message for you from Ganesha, and I'm going to read from the book what it says. We have number 32, steadfastness. And 32 again adds up to a 5. 5 is about changes, about growth, about freedom. Okay, so let me bring the book and I'll hold the card to you. This is number 32. This is really beautiful. Okay, let me read this to you. Where am I? There. Okay. All right, and you know, pay attention to the imagery. Anything that speaks to you, that piques your interest. There's a message for you in there. But this card is about steadfastness. Do not waver back and forth or be moved by circumstances that are surrounding you at this time. So this is like general, just life message, not necessarily about the relationship, but for you at the current moment. And the message here is be focused on your purpose and unwilling to be swayed by what other people think or by what you perceive. Ganesha heartens you by revealing that when you know your effort is not futile, you will be steadfast and immovable. This seems to be a major stumbling block in your life at this time. Perhaps your current job gives little recognition with no real sense of accomplishment or success. You may feel unheard in your relationships. Possibly the error lies in the fact that in your heart, you really feel your struggle is hopeless. You may recognize it on an intellectual level, but you are easily shaken when you do not see the fruit of your exertion. And what it says, the recommendation here, do whatever is necessary to safeguard your resolve. You are receiving guidance that this is the time to dig in. Remain focused and don't get caught up in trying to create a change. The energy in your job or relationship is ever changing. Ask Ganesha to bring you the strength to work through what is happening. Stay committed and on track. Do not give up, as change will show up soon and the situation will be transformed. This is a very powerful message. I'm just going to leave it here, just this last paragraph, if you want to read this on your own, and pause the video later. Okay, so those are your messages, pile 3. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you like the reading. Hashtag claim it if you want to claim these energies. And also hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you'll know when the next video comes out. With that, hashtag claim it. Like, subscribe, share so more people get to see these beautiful messages. And I wish you much love and light. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.